Hey, it's Reading Pips right here, and today, ironically, we're gonna cover, what is a pip? And no, not just like in my name. I mean, quite literally, what is a pip? Now, I'm gonna explain this in a very simple concept because I believe it doesn't need to be one of those things which, is very overcomplicated, like some people like to make it out. And all a pip is it's a measurement of price. Like we use seconds and minutes to measure time, and like we use centimeters, millimeters, or obviously if you say from America, you might use inches or feet. But it's kind of like it's a measurement of value, measurement of time, a measurement of price. But in the markets, we measure obviously the value of one symbol to another. Now, what I mean by that is you can almost picture it like a ratio. Say, for example, I'm on AUD NZD. Now, I could picture it as AUD is like a ratio. So you got one whole AUD, which equals 1.13825 NZD. So it's comparing, say, the value of AUD to NZD, if that makes sense. So picture it as a ratio. Obviously, it is points in percentage, but hey, you can obviously picture it as a ratio for the sake of obviously this video, because that's all you'll really ever need to know as far as pips go. Now, in terms of how they're calculated, stuff like that, firstly we kind of need to get our head around, say, the units. Now, Japanese yen pairs are pretty unique, but we'll start with the main ones, where you picture it like any kind of numbers, but this column right here, the fourth digit, is your units. So say like your ones, your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you get to the third decimal in, this is your 80s, your 90s, your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. When you get to the second column in, these are the hundreds. So 100, 200, 300, 400. When you get to obviously the first kind of decimal point in, these are your thousands. And when obviously you get to the number, the whole number, the integer, this is 10,000, say, so to speak, pips. So visually, straight away, I guess the main number is a fourth digit because this is how many pips, and it just works like any counting system. But as I said earlier, with Japanese yen pairs, they like to do it slightly differently. So the average kind of currency, which does not include the Japanese yen, you find that it is 1 point, or it might be 0 point, and then four digits after. Now, some brokers, especially MetaTrader 4, if you use it, Mike Tango 4, they like to include this last number. Ignore it. Literally, click it, delete it, forget it was ever there, because you never ever ever need to use that last number. It's called a pipette, but we don't use pipettes. Like, they're so small, they're negligible. So that last number, get rid of it. We only care about these four, and obviously understanding that this is a ones, this is a tens, this is a hundreds, obviously this is a thousands, and this is a 10,000s. Now, when it goes to Japanese yen pairs, they actually work slightly differently. They obviously have three leading whole numbers, and then it's a point and then two other numbers. So in a similar system to how obviously we just count across, it's the exact same thing with Japanese yen pairs. This is your units, this is your tens, this is your hundreds, this is your thousands, and this is your 10,000s. So on the next video, I will break down, what value this is to us and how we can actually use this to calculate and actually measure the market. Keep it going, guys. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Let's go read some pips.